Welcome, everybody. My name is Stephen Miller. I am part of this amazing Connect community. If you are here today for the first time, I want to give you a massive welcome. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to be here to learn more about amazing blockchain technology and how, of course, you can participate. If you've been here many times before, welcome back. Thanks for being here with us. This is where, again, we like to dive deep, go into some of the wonderful projects that are here on the Connect platform. And I will tell you, today I feel studioed up. I don't know if that's an actual term or not, but I've got the headphones on. I've got the microphone here. We've got Adam Sharp here, not in studio, but sort of quasi in studio with us in the comfort of his own home. And today specifically, we are going to be talking about Galvan and what the Galvan blockchain is, what they're doing, kind of the splash that they're making, utilizing this revolutionary new blockchain technology. Before we dive in and before I introduce Adam, though, I do want to hit a couple of housekeeping items. Number one, if you're watching right now, there's going to be some giveaways. Now, stay on the whole entire time. These giveaways are going to be happening through the chat functionality. And that chat, actually what we're using is the Q&A. So I know we had some feedback of people that said, hey, I don't know where to put my questions. I'm not sure where to place those. In the Zoom, there is a Q&A section. Click on that. You can put in your questions right in there. And there are going to be some giveaways that are going to happen. So pay attention to the chat. Obviously, pay attention to what is going on here on camera as well. And that way you can participate as much as you possibly can. And I believe there are going to be 3 different giveaways, one at the beginning, one towards the middle of the presentation, and then one towards the end. And obviously, be engaged. Hopefully you've come here to learn, to participate, to contribute, and we'd love to do that. Just so you know, also, I've got my phone here with me. I am going to be taking questions. We've got a team that's going to be monitoring the chats and the Q&A, and then giving me some of those questions. We probably won't be able to get to every single question, but we will get to as many as we possibly can while we've got Adam here with us today. And so that's really important. The second thing that I want to touch on before we dive into other things is there is a charter vote coming up for Galvan. And I don't know, Adam, do you want to talk about that charter vote and when they can expect to participate in that?
Yeah, so thanks for bringing this up. This is part of the amazing part of Galvan and our decentralized platform is all node owners are able to propose a vote. Vote has been proposed. This is the first one that we have live on our DGF interface that is part of our decentralized platform. So go check it out, see if you like it. If you like it, vote yes. If you don't like it, vote no. But we want everybody to participate. If you're not yet a node owner, grab a node so that you're eligible to come vote and start to shape the biggest and best wellness and health blockchain in the world. So,
I love that. Did you say it was Tuesday and Wednesday of this coming week? Is that right? Tuesday and Wednesday?
That's right. So you can go check out the current vote that's been proposed. The voting will begin next Tuesday and then go Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, just after Labor Day.
Perfect. Just want to make sure we got that. That's awesome. So again, like Adam said, if you want to participate in these votes, that's one of the neat things about decentralized blockchain projects is they are run by the community, led by the community, and those that are node owners have the opportunity to participate and vote with your nodes, right? And it's a really exciting time right now. And so again, that's happening on Tuesday through the end of Wednesday. And jump in. Again, if you don't have a node right now, that's okay. You can get your node and still participate in those votes and help to drive this amazing project. So before we dive into Galvan, just a quick overview. Many of you probably know this already, but Connect is an amazing global community. What we're all about is spreading the adoption of wonderful, purpose-driven blockchain projects. Again, like I said before, there are a couple things I want to touch on. And 2 things here that you can see up on the screen. 2 things I want to verbalize, actually. Number 1, we make 0 guarantees. There are no guarantees as to a value of any token or any digital reward that we're here talking about. That's really important to understand. Number 2, so no guarantees, right? And if anyone ever tells you that the price is going to go up or, something's going to hit a certain amount, just, hopefully you take that with a grain of salt and then turn your back and walk the other way, right? You'll never hear that from us here. Those of us that are supporting the projects, hopefully you'll never hear that from anybody that's supporting these projects. And the second thing is, There are going to be some things that are being worked on right now or will be worked on in the future that may not be active and live right now. And so there will be some forward looking statements in this presentation. Want to make sure that you understand that. Of course, hopefully you're able to take a screenshot of that. You're welcome to read that and go through it and understand everything there. It's really important for us that as we move forward and as we are getting the word out about all of these different projects, that we do so compliantly. That is really big inside of the community. We can't stress it enough. For those of you that have been here for a while, you know that there is a whole compliance training that you are required to go through in order to participate and share this with other people. And so make sure you're going through, taking care of compliance, learning what you can say so that we can, again, spread the word and get adoption out to the globe on what's happening here. Now, with that, again, like I said before, we have with us here today on today's call, Adam Sharp. And many of you, I think, probably know Adam, especially if you're part of this project. If you've purchased a node, if you're running that node, you've probably heard from him before on their different calls that they do with Galvan. But Adam is not only just an amazing individual, wonderful husband and father, he's also super versed in the medical industry. Adam is a medical doctor, was one of the heads over at Kaiser Permanente in Southern California that does a ton of medical research all over the U.S. here. And they've done some amazing things. But to me, it's just such a joy to have someone of this caliber jumping now from what he was doing into the blockchain space to solve problems that he recognized. And so without any further ado here, Adam, thank you so much for being here with us today. Thanks for taking your time to jump in to talk about what Galvan is, what the blockchain is, and of course how we can all participate. Galvan, Adam, the time is yours. I almost called you Galvan there. That was awesome.
That's okay. I've been called worse, and it's really great to be here. So thank you, Stephen, for inviting us. We love the Connect community, and we're so grateful for this collaboration and to be able to do all the wonderful things that we have set out to do. I even appreciate the disclaimer slides. Obviously, nobody enjoys those. It's just important. We want to do things right, and that's part of it. It begins with health. You're going to hear, if you've already heard this, you can pause or fast forward a little bit. But for those of you that are new, I want to tell you just a little bit about my story. So Stephen mentioned this. I'm an emergency physician by training. I did a research fellowship to try and understand how the best care delivery can get to people. It opened my eyes a lot. I came to an integrated health system that I enjoyed working for, a system that was actually rewarded for keeping people healthy, which I thought was important. And then I began to realize that all my time and effort in writing research papers and getting grants and trying to improve this health system was great, but it was a little bit misdirected because it wasn't owned and operated by the people that it was intended to help. It was something that something was lacking, and really the premise and the beauty and the advantages of the blockchain is perfectly set up for Galvan and others like Galvan that are trying to help people to have transparency, have ownership for the things that matter most, like their own health and well-being. And that's really what we're here to do at Galvan. And we're going to talk a little bit about our Galvan Plus app, because that's part of what is our unique contribution to the blockchain world, is being able to provide number one, incentives to get people to do things that they want to do or are already doing to maintain their health and well-being, to provide new tools, including artificial intelligence that has been validated and evidence-based to help people to manage and own their own mental health and well-being, and then also to help bring a community together to help enliven the soul. So to have where we have group projects where people can come together for challenges, people can be rewarded and have an app that can help them to do things like set goals and write in their journal and do all sorts of things. But a big part of that is also our personalized health data. No one should own your own health information more than you. And that's what Galvan is here to help set up. And really that premise changes and flips things on its head, because in the past we've been reliant upon all sorts of other things, the government or our insurance or a doctor or a hospital or a health system. And those are really helpful additives. Those are important adjuncts, but it starts with us and starts with something that we should own, which is part of what our node network is created to establish and what Galvan Plus plugs into.
I love that so much. So maybe a couple things. Let's talk about. I mean, I know you kind of started down the road already, but what is Galvan? What are some of, outside of, obviously healthier living and owning your own medical records? What is the reason that maybe this was, put on the blockchain? Why is that a thing?
Yeah. Really great question, Stephen. So the reality is if anyone has ever tried to get their own health information, or if they've ever tried to manage it, the system is not set up for that. Historically, people found their doctor that lived next to them, and they had a file, and they would put that file in a folder, and then you would go to that doctor, and they would capture it, and they would hold it. Now we've moved to large billion-dollar industries where there's electronic health records, and those are great and have a lot of advantages, and they come with their own set of disadvantages. But those are owned and operated by health systems, by physicians, by other people, by governments, and again, those are often well-intended. But the blockchain and our health data should always have been ours. It was always intended to be ours. And now with this new Web3 blockchain technology, we have the opportunity to actually own that on our own devices and on our own network, to be able to be shared with those that we want to share it with. This is future looking, but I see a point in the future where we can decide if we want to opt in to allow people to use our data to find health answers that we don't yet know. We have a way for me to share with anybody, either my doctor or my family or my friends or whoever is my caretaker, for my kids to know. Often they'll ask kids, hey, do you have a family history of X, whatever the health problem is? And most people have no idea. They don't know. And that's where the blockchain, its transparency and its ownership by the people, is really perfectly suited for a health and wellness blockchain, which is what Galvan solves.
Oh, I love that. Well, there are people here on this call, obviously, that have been around for a while, but there's people that they're just barely jumping in. And, for them, they'd probably like to kind of get at A to Z a little bit of what Galvan is, what they're doing. And I believe you've actually prepared some slides, right, to share with everybody. Yeah. Why don't you take us through? Let those that are kind of just learning, as well as maybe some of us that have been around for a while, what's happening, what's new, and what can we expect here?
Yeah, so many of you, I hope, if you haven't, go find this amazing poem by William Ernest Henley. But it's something that most people have seen now. They have a movie that's titled Invictus. I learned a little bit about this is the last little bit of that poem, and it really encapsulates Galvan's purpose. Is that if I'm not healthy and well, and I don't have the well-being that I'm seeking after, I need to look in the mirror and I need to change something. That's up to me. And so this quote, I am the master of my fate and I am the captain of my soul, couldn't be more appropriate, because if you hear a little bit of the backstory from Henley, as a young kid, he had a variety of infections. And at that time, hospitals were more often a place where people went to die than they went to get healed and then come back out to the life that they wanted to live. And that was the case of his time. And so when Henley wrote this poem in particular, it was after a time where he had been in the hospital and they had to amputate one of his legs. You can imagine a time where men were most valued because of what they were able to do physically and the kind of physical labor that they were able to do to provide for their families. And he still believed that he was the captain of his soul and the master of his fate. And that is really the absolute premise of what Galvan is trying to do, is to help people to own, first and foremost, to have an understanding of their own health and well-being. So even the term and our name, along with our digital reward, is galvanize, which is to spark people to action and to take action to do something. And so we are here to galvanize humanity to invest in their own personal wellness. These terms get thrown around a lot, health, wellness, and well-being. But the reality is our blockchain is governed by the people. We just talked about NoGo and the DGF interface. So it's blockchain sovereignty, and it's eyes for people who are maintaining the blockchain or who are doing healthy things to maintain their health. So get a node if you don't have one. That's how we start. That's our infrastructure. That is our blockchain. Once you get that thumbs up, it looks like. And AI is what we are currently using. We know, we hear AI everything, but we're using artificial intelligence in a very specific and very evidence-based way. And that is to help using our own voice. So it's a brief, less than a minute, just rundown of your day, and it can tell you where you are. And it uses your mood, it uses your stress, and it can help in a validated way, quantify how you're doing. And then we give you things that you could do at home if things are going the wrong direction. Usually, in fact, we have no competitors in this that I'm aware of, at least, is you are able to own a valid diagnostic tool to help you to manage your stress and your mood, and then to give you an objective assessment of your energy. The energy industry is everywhere. I think everybody's tried an energy drink. We are all trying to exercise and live a life, get good sleep, get sufficient hydration, take care of our own self in order to optimize our energy. And now we give you a tool that you can use on a daily basis and with evidence-based recommendations that you can own that put you in that direction. And that's what Galvan Plus is. Go, whether you're an Apple person or whether you're a Google person, and go to your app stores and you can download this today. This is proof of action. We can connect to your wearable to make sure that your heart rate is in the exercise range and then reward you for that. We can track to see if you've checked in to evaluate your mental health and then been given those recommendations of how to do something about it if it's heading the wrong direction. We've given you this tool to be able to track your personalized health data so that you own it, so that you understand it, and so that you can use it for your own health and well-being. So that's where we are. That's a mouthful, I know, Stephen, but let me stop there.
Adam, I love that. I've got my phone here, and I don't know if you were planning on going through kind of an example or not, but I've got mine here. Everyone can kind of see my phone right here. Do you mind if I kind of go through and just show everyone an example, unless you were going to do it yourself?
No, go ahead. You're better than I am because you're an actual user of this. I love it.
Cool. So I love to play pickleball. I try to play pickleball almost every day. I'm not that great at it, but I get a lot of exercise. You know, a lot of people play doubles in pickleball. I like to play singles. I'm one of those weirdos. I like to play singles because it gets me more active. I'm running all over the court. It's a lot of fun for me. I play pickleball. I've got my wearable on right now. You can see I got my Apple Watch, and this isn't a commercial for Apple Watches or any particular wearable necessarily. But I was up this morning. I played. I got a certain amount of minutes. Looks like it's syncing right now with my watch. But I wanted to go through and actually do the wellness assessment and see if we can kind of just show this real quick. So I'm gonna click right here at the top. It says do today's wellness check. And so I'm going to click on that real quick here. Then it says, how are you feeling today? And start recording here at the bottom. So I'm going to start the recording. This will take about 40 seconds. So I'm recording right now, live here on our webinar. And I can talk about anything I want to. That's the neat thing about this technology. And because it's AI driven, it doesn't matter what I'm saying. It honestly doesn't even matter what language I'm speaking. I could probably switch and speak in German and it would do the exact same thing because it's looking for the biomarkers in my voice. And this is going to tell me how I'm doing, what my mood's like, my stress levels, my energy levels, which for the first time that I know in history, and Adam, you kind of touched on this, but for the first time, there is a tool that I can take home with me that can give me information, right? This is all just about getting more information that I have control over. This is going to give me, oh, it stopped. Well, so anyway, I could keep on talking, but you see the little heart came up there in the head. I'm going to click on submit and continue. And it says, hang tight. Our AI is analyzing 2,550 biomarkers in your voice. This is assessment is HIPAA and SOC2 compliant. So again, guys, this is all safe. This is for you. This is for you to help better yourself. But like I was saying before, for the first time in history, there is a take-home tool where in the comfort of my own home, I can do an assessment and then I can be given suggestions of things that I can do if my scores are out of my kind of normal range, which I'll show you here in just a second, then it'll give me suggestions of things that I can do to improve my score. And I've done this. This is so fun to me because I love doing this. I've sometimes I have a little bit higher stress or whatever it might be, or maybe my energy is a little low, and it'll say things like, well, go sing a song, and that may seem strange to us at first. but there is a lot of scientific evidence around singing a song or writing in a gratitude journal or whatever that might be to actually get your mood up and going, right? To get you to a place where you're feeling better. And now you can track that. You don't have to just guess, am I feeling any better? No, you can actually know because your score is going up, and this is all based on biomarkers. Now, oh, you know what? I wonder. Oh, no, it's coming up here. I thought it was taking a little bit longer just because we're here in the studio. So look at this. So I don't know if you can see this very well, but I'll show you a couple things. My energy is right in my normal range. You can't, there is this little white line right there. And around that white line, there's a little kind of box. That's my normal range. So my energy is kind of a little bit higher of my normal levels. My mood is right in the middle. My stress, and this is weird to me, and maybe we'll have to figure this out, but my stress, almost every time I'm on a webinar, my stress is lower than it normally is, which that probably sounds a little bit insane because for most people, they're like, I don't ever want to be on a webinar, especially not a live one. But my stress is lower than it normally is. It's lower than my normal range. I should probably do a whole lot more webinars. I think that's what that's telling me. So get my stress levels down. But I wasn't in the negative. If I had been in the negative in any kind of one of those three options, it would have given me some suggestions of what I can do. I do those on a daily basis. I continue to take my assessments, and it lets me know that I'm improving, right? It lets me know that I'm getting better. So anyway, this isn't about me, but we've probably all known. I had a father who, for many, many years, I have a father, but for many, many years, he was horribly depressed, and none of us knew how to help him. And I don't know if you've ever been in that situation. We probably all have. I think everyone knows someone who experiences high levels of anxiety or maybe depression or other things like that. And I can tell you, like for me, I didn't know what to do. Like I'd never experienced that before. I didn't know how to talk to him. I didn't know what to offer to him that could help him. But now, like today, I feel like with Galvan, I have a tool that I could give him or anybody else that I know that may be experiencing something like that. And the tool isn't the end all be all. Like the tool necessarily isn't like the solution. You still have to do things, right? You have to still do actions. These are those proof of actions that we're talking about. But if you are willing to do those actions and follow what's being said here, you can watch and see marked improvement, which is what I love. And again, you don't need, well, and I want to be careful here because I think there's definitely a place for psychologists and therapists and all that kind of stuff. There's absolutely a place for that. But I know for my father's case, he would go to the therapist and he would lie to him. He'd be like, well, I can tell you anything I want to. You can't lie to this, so I love that. So anyway, enough about that. So we see this amazing app. It does some amazing things. What are some of the take us kind of down the road a little bit? What's on the roadmap right now for Galvan?
Yeah, so there's a lot of things on the roadmap that we're super excited about, and I just want to thank you, Stephen, number one, for just walking everybody through your experience with G+. This is just the beginning of the offerings that we have there. Thank you for sharing about your dad. I think in my experience as an emergency physician, we know our current society is having an epidemic of anxiety and depression and mental health problems. There's a lot of people trying to figure out why that is. Right now, you have something that you can help you on a daily basis. That's part of the problem with the current health system. Health system is very good for people in extremes. And so we would get people who come in that wanted to hurt themselves or commit suicide or were thinking about that. That is way too late. When you get to those extremes, then we talk about institutionalize you in a mental hospital. And those are great for people who need it. But this is a tool to help us before we get there.
Yeah.
And that's what we all need and what we all want. And it's also to give opportunities. If we're having the best day of our life, we probably don't need the tool. If we're having the worst day of our life, we probably already know it. And then there's like 99% of the days in between. And that's what helps us to make sure that we're pointed in the right direction, that we haven't steered too far off course, and that we can control that. And we should control that. And frankly, even using the current health system as it exists, it'd be great if we took control of the things that we could control. If all I need is some meditation, maybe for my spiritual, if I say my prayers and I go and exercise, well, that's what I needed. And I don't need to go see my doctor to know that, because my tool can do that. But then if I'm doing all of those things and I still feel crummy, well, then great. Go set up a time with a health professional. And that's where they take over to help with their specific skill set. So a lot of great things here. So in terms of the roadmap, one of the things that's super exciting is we are now partnering. Our whole premise is to help you be your best self and incentivize you to do it. We want you to earn eyes by running a node. We want you to earn eyes by getting the G Plus app and doing the healthy actions that will reward you with our digital currency. We also have current partners that Health is As It Ought to Be is one of them. We just announced that in our Galvan community call. We have others to be able to use eyes, to receive eyes, and get some of the things that help you to be your best self, whether that be supplements or medications or protein powder or whatever that may be. We are partnering with many, and they're coming on the regular basis, that we can partner with so that we can expand the network. It's transparent. People know what they're receiving, and can be rewarded to use eyes to do the things that help keep them well. So we're really excited about that. One of the most exciting parts that I want to get to is for you Connect affiliates that are doing the good work of spreading the word, because building the network is what we need in order to actually make an impact in the lives of people around the world. And Connect and Galvan are working actively. We had meetings yesterday with their amazing technical team of getting the Galvan app up in the shopping cart in Connect. So those of you that are working hard to spread the word can be rewarded with commissions and the other rewards that come through the Win blockchain. And we can spread the good word with the Galvan Plus app to get it into the hands of those that we love, so that they can do the things that help them to be healthy, which is really what all of us deserve and what we want for our families and friends. So we're super excited about that, and that's coming up very, very soon.
Yeah, that is awesome. I'm extremely excited about that as well. And I, in my explanation, I'm glad you covered it. I totally forgot to talk about the fact that I'm now earning rewards as I'm playing pickleball. It's like, I already enjoy playing pickleball. I'm already doing it anyway. Now, as long as I'm synced and I'm running my, wearing my watch, I get rewarded for it, which is stinking cool. I don't have to be a professional level player to be rewarded to play, right? It's pretty fun.
Yeah. And in addition to that, the other part that's really cool is we didn't talk about the challenges. So we know that social context is fun. It's why we like fantasy football, not necessarily because we even care about football, but because we like to compete with our friends and our family. So you can create your own challenge to, challenge people to do things that can be proven on the blockchain. So the suite of offerings in Galvan Plus continues to expand every couple of weeks. We have a great product team that's making it better. We want to hear from you. Again, back to this being a part of the community. If there's things that aren't on there that should be, we have a variety of partners for all sorts of future things. But frankly, in and of itself right now, it's an amazing tool that everybody should have. My family has it. I try and share it with all of my friends. And if you don't have it, go download it. And if you do, spread the word and help everybody benefit from what it's offering. I think on the next slide also, so this is, you can, again, the Google Play Store or the App Store for Apple has it. And on our next slide, we hope you're already a part of all the communities as part of Connect in terms of their Discord and their social media and all of that. If you scan this link here, you join Galvan's as well. So this is just part of us as a community spreading the word. We're in a great time where we've spent a lot of time building the infrastructure, getting the nodes in place, having node owners, building the network, creating an app that could be plugged in and verified on the blockchain. And now we're ready to spread. And so that's where you come in, and we look forward to working with you to get this into the hands of everybody around the world.
Awesome. Adam, thank you. Man, this is great. I can't say enough. I've been fortunate, and I feel like lucky enough to be one of the early participants in Galvan. I have nodes. I run my nodes. I exercise and do my check-ins. And I'm rewarded for that. Mm-hmm. It is a lot of fun. And it's one of those things that as it becomes a habit, it becomes part of your life, and we've got those things. And to me, it's like, if we've got habits, we've got things that we're doing on a daily basis anyway, why not get rewarded for it? And this is one of those things that we all know we should be doing more of: being healthy, making healthy choices, exercising more, all that kind of stuff. Why not just be rewarded for it? So let's move in. We've got people obviously that are here on the webinar live that are kind of going back and forth and communicating, asking some questions. I'm going to throw a few of those out to you. We've got a few minutes here left, and usually we try to end about 45 after-ish. And so, but let's kind of go and dive into some of these questions. And the first one that I want to touch on is, I think, a question that almost everyone has when they first join a project. And you've already talked a little bit about it. And I don't know if there's anything more to add, but it is, how do we increase the utility of eyes, right? Of the digital reward itself. What can we do as a community? Because of course we're all part of the community. Yeah. The company as well as every other participant, they're all part of this kind of decentralized community. So what do we all do together to increase increase the utility of eyes?
Yeah, great question. It's our primary focus every day. So number one, you can now, and again, this will be available in the Connect shopping cart soon, but in Galvan's shopping cart, you can use eyes to purchase your app. That's the first beautiful thing. We want people to be able to earn eyes for doing healthy actions and then use those rewards to be able to continue to use the app. We have, as I mentioned, we are growing on the regular with other partners in the health and wellness industry to be able to use eyes, which they've earned through healthy actions and through running of nodes, to be able to get other products and services that you're already using. So everybody has a slightly different path. I will say, as a physician and from my more Western medicine perspective, there's things that I love, that I believe in, that I use. And there's other things that my mom swears by a few things that I think is voodoo, but it makes her feel better. And I think that's great. We want people to use their tokens. And in the future, we think we'll be able to also build an evidence base so people can prove what they're doing is either helpful or hurtful, but they own it. It won't be, I guess, changed through the lens of a different bias. It'll be our perspective. So in terms of utility, it's how do we get eyes to be able to spread the network and receive nodes? How do we get eyes to be able to use the G Plus app? And how do we use eyes for other health and wellness products that are available? So if you have partners or other businesses, or you run a business yourself, or you're a gym and you want to incentivize people to come and use their eyes to participate in your gym or in whatever products you have, then come see us. Come and talk to us, and we've been adding partners weekly for quite some time that are aligned with our mission.
If someone knows somebody that is in that space, if someone knows somebody that owns a business like that, what is maybe their best way to approach that individual or that company that would like to then use eyes or accept eyes as part of their business model?
Yeah, really great question. Really, you can go to our support at galvan.health, or you can send it directly to me, asharp@galvan.health. We have a team that will help to connect them, to help to show how they get the widget. So if any of you are Switch fans, we love Switch too. And Switch, being part of our partner in the fintech world, they have a widget that will allow different businesses to plug in to accept eyes for the products and services they have. So it's an easy process. Just connect us, asharp@galvan.health, support@galvan.health, and we'll work together to get people added.
Awesome. Another question that came in is, maybe let's talk about a little bit of what the DGF is and why that's important here for the Galvan community.
Yeah, so this is invaluable for the Galvan community and our other partners that work with Connect. The DGF, if you're not familiar with what that acronym stands for, it's the Decentralized Governance Framework. And what that means is that the node owners vote on the way that distribution happens. The node owners are in control of distribution, and they're in control of what happens with eyes, which is the digital currency. We've kind of launched this into the free world, and it's been an evolution of actually creating a truly decentralized framework that is run by the people and those that are participating. And so the DGF works with node governance that helps to make sure that the charter is being executed as planned. And we announced this earlier on in terms of a vote. Democracy is not perfect, but it's our best option. I think democracy rules over what Galvan decides or what I decide. And so that is where the DGF for all of us really is who owns, operates the node network and the distribution as it should be used. And so it's a really phenomenal, really novel way of using blockchain technology and use cases of the blockchain where Galvan can plug in and reward people that are node owners as they desire. But it's in their control. I tell people, as kind of the CEO of Galvan, my goal is to turn this over to a complete node owner community that will continue to vote and grow and do good things to help people be healthy for years and years and hopefully decades and centuries to come. Because that's really what our mission is.
I love that. And a couple things. So again, we've got some tried and true, galvanizers that have been here for a long, long time, understand and probably have been in the conversation for quite a while. But we also have some brand new people here. And I just want to clarify one small little detail. Galvan, the company, is a contributor and builds applications on top of the Galvan blockchain. Those are separate. The Galvan company does not own or operate or control the blockchain, right? That is, again, controlled by the DGF, Decentralized Governance Framework or Distributed Governance Framework. And the neat thing about that is that means all of us, if we are node owners, if you're a node owner like I am, you get to participate in that. It is truly run by a decentralized community. And so one more encouragement, I know we've kind of said this a few times already, but if you have your nodes, make sure on Tuesday that you jump in and you cast your vote. If you don't have a node yet, but you'd like to participate and support this at a foundational level, support the Galvan blockchain, then purchase a node and vote, right? And get that taken care of and be part of this. Galvan, I believe what is happening on the blockchain, the apps that are now being built on top of the Galvan blockchain are truly revolutionizing the way you and I handle, deal with, interact with our health. In every different way and aspect. And it's just barely getting started. I mean, this is something that I feel like is not going to just bless me and you. It's going to bless our children. It's going to bless our grandchildren and give them tools to then face the world in a new way, right? And to be able to be better and to take on life in a better way than they could before, because those tools are now equipping them with what they need to move forward, to be successful, to overcome some of those hardships. It's just tremendous. And so, yeah, the DGF is a huge part of that. And thanks for talking about that.
And Stephen, I love that you said that. And I just want to add one thing, because this is part of the separation is Galvan does not own the blockchain. So part of the current proposal proposed by one of our amazing community members is to actually change the name of the blockchain to the EYES blockchain. Ooh. Because it is run by the community. It's not Galvan. Galvan EYES goes together, and we want that to always go together. But the blockchain is run and owned by the node owners in the community, and we want to make sure that distinction is clear, that we're not in control of it. And so that's part of it. Even just in the name change, I think that represents everything that you just mentioned.
I love that. No, that's fantastic. Okay, let me see here. A couple more things. Let's see. So I'm just going through here trying to see what's pertinent, just some different conversations. Someone's asking about the app itself, and they're wondering if the G Plus app is going to have instant translation in the future. I'm not sure exactly what that means. I'm guessing if they open up the app in their own country, will it then be in that language, or is that coming?
Yes, it is. So I love the question, because that's what we want. In fact, Stephen knows this, but I just spent a couple weeks in Nepal. Oddly, one of my good friends from residency, she's an amazing physician and educator, spent the last 9 years of her life in helping improve the healthcare and the physician training in Nepal. And I was talking to her about the app. We do not yet have it in Nepali, but the idea is the number of tools that are able to translate the content nowadays are infinite. And so that is the direction that we certainly want to go, is we want to be able to provide this in the language of everybody that wants it, which is everywhere. And so that is in the works. Again, we have not yet created the translation, but most of that can be done in a variety of ways so that everybody gets it. And so that's on the roadmap and not yet completed.
Awesome. Then someone said, how can we share the app? and what can we say about it? Maybe it sounds to me, if I were to interpret a little bit here, what maybe they're looking. How do we share it compliantly, right? What can we say? Because obviously, when you're getting into the world of health and wellness, this isn't medicinal, or anything like that necessarily. But like, what can someone say who's sharing the app, and then how do they share it the best way?
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of ways. Let me tell you how I share it, and I think that's how I share it. Everybody can find their own way, but the simple way is you should be rewarded cryptocurrency, this digital reward, for exercising, for checking in on yourself, and it has this amazing new technology that will help you to understand your mental health and well-being that like you've never understood before. So the reality is you want to earn crypto for exercising, get motivated to receive something for exercising, and you want to also receive a reward with a brand new tool that helps you understand and assess and actually evaluate your mental health. That's the best place to start. And also, most people, this is a harder sell because people don't understand it. It's just maybe the most important part is owning your own health information, having it on your own device, being able to share it with those that need it. So those are the three big points that I think are a good place to start to help people to understand why they want this and how they'll benefit.
I love that. And as you said earlier, Adam, one of the coolest things that's happening here, that's being worked on right now, is being able to also share the app through Connect. And so for those of you that are a part of Connect, very, very, very soon, I don't have a date yet. But as soon as we have that date information, we'll let you know, but you'll be able to share the app as well from your Connect platform, and get people involved that way as well, which we're very excited about.
Yeah.
Adam, this has been tremendous. Really, not only eye-opening and learning more about, of course, the vision and goal of Galvan. Who knows? Maybe soon to be the Eyes blockchain. We'll see. Right after the vote takes place. Really excited about that. A couple things. This was recorded, so I know that we had some latency issues, some delays, and that's okay. If you were on with us today and you've been here for the entire time, thank you so much for being with us. This was recorded, and so we are going to actually be editing it down, or getting it out as quickly as we possibly can, finalizing it, whatever that means, and getting it out to you as quickly as we can so that you can have a very clean version of this also. So again, apologize for any delays that you may have experienced there. All that being said, this was tremendous. A lot of great information. Hopefully, also some of you were able to participate in the giveaways. And I think I don't know if the last one's been. What's that? Oh, they were done. Okay, perfect. So you've been able to participate in that, and congratulations to those who were able to win in those giveaways. Just some final words, Adam. Like, what would you say, to someone who's just taking a look at this, and who's interested in doing more, participating more? What would you say to them?
Yeah, I would say come and see. So a lot of people, I understand this. I was a little bit, I guess it's relative, right? Like, I should have adopted Bitcoin back when Steven did 10 years ago. It took me a few more years than Steven. But for those who don't quite understand it, give them something they do understand. The G Plus app will help them get signed up with a wallet. It helps give them something that can prove their actions, which is their own exercise and their own check-ins on their mental health and well-being, and let them see. Let them see that, hey, this is real. Exercise is real. Checking in on your mental health has AI that's actually proven, and it's real, and it can be used on the blockchain. This is more than just some nebulous technology that people don't understand in the crypto world. This is real. This is a true application of this technology that can help do good. And so we love this. We think it's a good intro for somebody who doesn't really understand crypto, doesn't understand that world, is come use something that you do understand. And we know that our heart rate is, we understand elevated heart rate is part of exercise, and we can verify that on the blockchain and then receive rewards. And so it's a great intro to people that haven't quite understood what maybe you understand as the benefits of this new technology. And the other part is this is important for everybody. Those that we love the most, there's one thing in medicine, they always say exercise is the best medicine. Like, that's what we want to do. It helps combat all the things that we don't want, like fatigue and cancer and cardiovascular disease and depression and anxiety. And so that's why we started with that. And then we also want to give tools for people to be able to use. So come join us, spread the word. It's just the beginning, and now's a perfect time to get in. So thanks for having us.
I love it. Thank you, Adam. And, like every project that's here on the Connect platform, Galvan is a proof of action blockchain project. It's all about you taking those actions and being rewarded individually. It's something that I've said it before. I believe that Galvan will change the face of how we view, interact with our own health. It will completely alter it. And when we start to understand as individuals that instead of the hospitals being rewarded for our sickness, I think you said this once. I probably got this from you, Adam. Instead of the hospitals being rewarded for our sickness, we now get to be rewarded for our health. And that when you said that, when I heard you say that the first time, that was like, whoa, yes, like finally. We don't have to be plugged in always to this like system, which some of it's great and some of it's just not. We can actually unplug a little bit, take control, be rewarded for those healthy actions. And that's what this is all about. So friends, thank you so much for being here. Adam, thank you for jumping on and being with the community and giving of your time and yourself, helping to not only participate, support, and contribute to this amazing blockchain, but also to lend your expertise in where the problems are and how we can come together to solve those problems. That's massive. And everyone, again, thanks so much for being here. And we'll see you next time. Happy blockchaining.